Today is December 7th, 2020. I'm here with Anthony Robinson.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. How's
What's
it
going on,
going?
man?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Dude, just living the dream in Florida.
Living the dream in Florida?
Yeah, dude.
What are you sipping on there?
Um, Currently it is Blue Chair Bay rum and OJ.
Blue Chair Bay Rum?
Yeah, dude.
How'd you hear about that?
I just walked into the store. I was like, give me the strongest stuff you got.
Strongest stuff you got? Over the count. How's Florida treating you?
Dude, it's nuts out here. Coming from California, it is totally insane. It is just a total opposite in almost every single way.
What's opposite about it?
Just I don't know, dude. It's so I'm in Pensacola, like I might as well be in Alabama. So I'm really like more southern than Florida. Like Florida, you think like Miami, Orlando, and stuff, but I'm 40 minutes from Mobile, dude, and it's just I don't know. I go from almost an exclusively like liberal blue state to almost an exclusively conservative red state, and it's weird coming from both areas to see the differences. But everybody's nice. I mean, I get along with everybody, so there's that. Everybody's so southern hospitality is real for sure.
The Southern hospitality's real?
Oh yeah, everybody's super nice for the most part. I mean, everywhere you got assholes, but
Yes.
but it's it's weird.
What's weird about it?
Just like the values, like it's Bible Belt, so a lot of stuff's based off religion.
What's a
And
Bible Belt?
yeah, I don't know. People say it's like a southern term for like Alabama, Louisiana, all those southern states where you think of like a Southern Baptist.
Okay.
You know, so
And
it really just a old not I don't want to say old school, but more of a traditional view of just life in general, with religion kind of being the basis of that.
how does that change your day-to-day life?
Uh well, I say yes sir and no ma'am now. Never.
Wow.
I know, right, dude? I never did that before. And I just try to, how I am. I'm not the most, I don't know, the thoughtful person before I speak, and so I try to just kind of think about things before I say it, you know, not necessarily like afraid of the reaction, just more so just I don't like people knowing my business and what I like my opinions on things. I'm very close to the chest.
Close to the chest on your opinions?
Oh yeah, I don't talk about it really because I just feel like my opinions like are always changing, and so
Yes.
why set myself up for a standard that might be totally different in a year or two,
Yes.
which I feel like is the right way to go about life is to just kind of be an observer and listen and constantly be questioning and changing and just thinking about things from someone else's perspective other than your own.
That's not easy.
No, it's really not, dude.
No.
It's Some would say it's practically impossible.
It's honestly practically impossible. Like, I'm sure there's some scientists out there who are saying
Yeah,
this is definitely impossible. Like,
yeah,
we're
absolutely, dude.
we're all like have our own goals and stuff in mind, but
It's there's like a psychological term, like everybody's got their own ego, you know.
yes,
I that's like the smartest thing that I'm gonna say the rest of the evening.
we'll see about that. That might not be true.
We'll see. But it's nice. Florida's cool. It's just this crazy ass bugs. I like found a lizard in my bathroom, and I was like, I
Wow.
gotta get this lizard out.
Damn. Have you found other animals other than the lizard?
I was on the toilet, and a lizard was just looking at me, just staring
Wow.
at me, and I'm like, I was sitting on that toilet for a minute too. So this lizard, he sat there and just watched me, and that I felt violated.
I
And
mean,
then
in the bathroom, yeah.
right, And then I was sitting at my desk the other night and I see a frog just jump on my rug. And I'm
Wow.
like, yeah. And then, there's all sorts of like crazy stick bugs and like big ass cockroaches that fly.
That's nothing like California.
No, I miss California.
Just for the, is it humid over there?
No, it's weird. It's not as humid as it would be like, southern Florida is almost tropical, with where it's at. So I don't get the humidity. It's really, it gets more like just really hot. Just it's
Hot.
it's almost the same as California. Just being near the beach and it being like 95 degrees. It's just really dry and warm. Yeah. You muted yourself, Kourosh.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can.
Okay, great.
Top tier content.
Top tier content.
Top tier.
Well, that's
That's
all.
what we
That's
do
all.
here.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna put out for the rest of our life.
Exactly. Maximum effort, 100% of the time.
Well, it is maximum effort. It just doesn't come out to the best product that people, want.
No, dude. See, I like how you saw something that you wanted to do, and then like you revamped it. You know, it seems like you almost invested in like different equipment. Did you?
I got this microphone, which I used for even work, and
Really?
yeah, but not for very long. My boss was like, "Why do you have a microphone?"
Like you're way too clear, dude. Like
Yeah,
I can hear all the
yeah.
bass.
He's like, you could just use some headphones. But one of the podcasts I was having earlier, I was having issues with my headset, so I was just like, I have this microphone, might as well use it.
Dude, that's the podcast look though, with that mic coming off.
It's great, and I like my voice is crystal clear,
Yeah.
so it's
I'm talking into a $200 laptop, so it probably sounds like I'm using a fucking walkie-talkie.
no, you sound good. And you're a guest here. I'm the host. I can't just like
Yeah.
I was doing that the first couple times and then I was like, no, I can't. I need to have a better voice
But
here.
it's one of those things. So you probably saw my Facebook. Like I started doing shit on Twitch or whatever.
I've seen your Twitch, but I don't have Facebook. But how's that going?
Yeah. It's going okay. I mean, it's not like I'm fucking blowing up, right, dude. I'm a 28-year-old black ginger, like with 2 kids. I just feel like I'm not anybody special. It's just I find some form of like a community in it,
Yes.
just because with the quarantine and stuff, everybody's having crazy anxiety, getting stir crazy. So I thought it was like, well, I'm gonna be sitting here playing video games by myself anyways, or with one friend. Why not get more people involved?
Is that what you do on Twitch? You play video games?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much that. After sports and like busting my legs up, it's just I didn't have that outlet to like be competitive,
Yes.
to like physically dominate somebody.
Yes.
And so it was weird. Like I would like, I don't know what to like. I didn't know what to do. Like I had all this pent up, just competitive energy, and it was getting to the point where I didn't know what to do. So I started working at Dairy Queen and Aliso, and all those kids over there were super into games, and I was like, oh, you can play people on these. So now I'm a huge shit talker. Like that's my favorite thing to do is just talk shit. I'm terrible.
Really? On everyone there?
Yeah, anybody. Yeah, anybody. I just like it's like when you play like when you play football and like if you know you're good, you kind of get like this little bit of like
Yes.
swagger, you're
yes.
like
That
I'm
ego comes in.
Exactly. But it's perfectly warranted in this scenario,
Yes, just like football too.
Yeah, dude. And it's like I'll be playing whatever game I'm playing, and if I'm like, oh, this kid fucking sucks, I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah, right there, right then.
Yeah, I'm
type it
him
in,
to
or
quit.
do you use your headset?
I got like a headset, dude, and stuff, and
so you're talking to these people.
Yeah.
How old and how often? Like, what's the age range there?
Dude, you'll be surprised. So you remember when we were younger, it was all, kids telling me that my mom's like a whore and like
Yes.
throwing racial slurs at me. Well, all those kids grew up to be people our age. So I feel like it's a lot of people from like 20 to like 35, 36. Like our generation's really the people who are playing like that. I mean, every so often you get like a 12-year-old kid and you kind of feel bad. Like this kid doesn't know what he's getting into. But
Yeah, he's about to get whooped.
yeah, but you got people like me. I've been playing video games for like the past 15 to 20 years. And that's like with anything, you get to a certain point where it's just it's a different experience for you versus that little kid who is fun.
Okay, got it.
You
You're there to
know?
compete, and that kid's there to have fun.
Exactly. And I mean I have fun obviously doing it, and like with kids, it's the less I'm able to do it. So I enjoy it in a different way. Whereas like I may see it as more relaxing. It's like, oh shit, I just got two diapers changed. My daughter took a dump on the floor.
Oh wow.
They're both asleep. I have an hour. You know what? I'm just gonna play Minecraft or just something. Just I need to veg out for a minute.
Yes, that vegging out is huge.
And yeah, I feel like I have played video games less and less the older I've got, to the point where now I can maybe play a max hour, and then my brain is just like, you know what? Let me go sit down and do something else, because this is too much this is too much stimulation,
Dude, it's a lot of stimulation. The video games coming out now, it's like what they look real
Yeah,
and
dude, and there's the money investment to it too. It's like I don't want to spend $60 on a game. I got to put gas in my car and buy diapers.
yes, the money investment and the time investment. It's like it can be fun though if you do it not too much.
Yeah, and that's like with the Twitch, streaming. I'll maybe do it 4 days a week for an hour and a half if I'm working. And that's good for me. The other days I'll do something more productive, like do laundry or clean my house or put kids' clothes away, something else like that needs to get done.
How's having kids been?
Dude, yeah, it's one of those things that you can't like. People with kids get it. I could try to, I could explain it to you, like, my like finding out the gender of my daughter and how that made me feel, and seeing my daughter be born and how fucking nuts that is.
Wow,
And,
were you
and
there
then
to see the birth?
both, dude. I was there. I was in the cut, just right there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. You know, talk about a different perspective. Like it's the next 70 years of this being's life. I watched it start.
Wild.
And that's dude. Like I was emotional before, but like having my kids, like I'm such a softie. I got like a Father's Day card, and I just bawled. I just cried. I was like, "Oh, it's so cute!" Like it's been cool, and it's made me again. You know how like the type of person, at least who I used to be. Just kind of outrageous, and it just really made me think like, oh well, can't be acting like that. Like I got to be a role model for these kids and stuff. So just kind of put life into perspective and how important family is, and those couple people you got in your life.
Family is huge.
Yeah, it's nuts. And yeah, I just remember how Austin and I we played high school football together. Like how many siblings get to say like, oh yeah, I ran a pitch and I was lead blocker for my little brother. Like that's insane.
It's
And then
insane.
sometimes he led lead blocked for me and it didn't go so well.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's like he was a lot smaller than some of those players out there.
Oh
But he
yeah,
had
dude.
more heart than anyone on the field.
Yeah, and I was actually looking at a post, after he died or whatever, and Rex said something. He said the same thing, or it might have. I don't know who said it. I want to say it was Rex, but he said, he had so much heart. I remember at the Capo High School basketball game when a bunch of kids jumped Rex, and my brother came in and kicked some kid in the teeth. and like
Wow.
and broke his hand on somebody's face and then
Wow.
just like disappeared into the crowd and just zipped. And that's, I just want to make sure I give my kids the opportunity to have that sort of relationship with their siblings.
That's huge. That
Yeah, dude.
it's gonna
Because
pay off for them in the long run. Cause what?
I would say just because like my daughter and my son. My son is almost 1 and my daughter's 2.5. And they're just kind of at the age where they meet and it's like they understand each other. So they're starting to play and stuff. And I just know that relationship between the two of them interacting is gonna be, way more valuable than the interaction that I'm gonna have. They're gonna spend so much more time together as a team than I will with either of them individually. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And
What?
what?
No, you go ahead.
And you got that from your experiences with your brother
And my
and your
sister,
sister.
brother.
That's now your brother.
I mean, and like no matter what, it was always like the three of us together. And it was weird. Like we were all in high school at the same time because Austin and I were dumb and we got held back. So we all kind of just were in high school. It was really weird. Like, oh yeah, that's like the 3 Robinson kids.
Were Andre and Austin in the same year?
They're in the same grade. Austin was a year older, but he got
Okay.
held back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So and they were 2 years younger than us.
Yeah. Austin should have been the same grade as like the year right before us or after us. That should have been his year. So he got an extra year of school.
Okay.
Because he was already old, whereas I got held back, and because my birthday's in like the summer, I was just normal. But I remember showing up to football with like a tattoo and it's like, oh shit, like this kid's got a tattoo.
Who got a tattoo?
When I got my first tattoo, I was the only person on the team, and I remember going to like passing leagues and like purposely like making sure my sleeve showed it.
Oh, what age did you get that?
I got it on my 18th birthday.
Oh, so that was senior year.
Yeah, the whole senior year. I got it, in the little break before Hell Week. Yeah. And then I had it all season. I remember thinking I was so cool. Like, oh yeah, I got a tattoo in high school.
Hell yeah. What do you think about it now?
It was just like a fucking why? Why is that important to me? Like what did it do? Like I didn't get better grades because of it. I'm not, I didn't go, like it did nothing for me. But in my mind, I was like, I'm fucking sick, dude.
Oh man. Well, having a tattoo is a pretty crazy thing. Getting, especially the first one.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, this like I got Pikachu on my arm, and I'm like, that was probably a bad time.
You got which part of your arm? How many tattoos do you have now? Oh
it's like
wow.
right there.
Oh, next to the yin and yang.
Yeah, and I got like this. I got Star Wars tattoos, which I'm okay with. Those are pretty good.
Okay. Wait, the fighter pilots?
Yeah, the X-Wing and TIE Fighter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's like I haven't got like a new tattoo in like 4 or 5 years because I realized like it's not something that's that important. Like now I think about like I would like to get my kids' names somewhere, but we'll see when that happens.
Yeah, like you said, there's diapers and things.
Yeah, there's more pressing matters with quarantine and COVID and all this stuff. You never like you don't know what the hell is gonna happen.
No, dude. How's that quarantine treated you?
So we went lockdown March?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started a job the day after my son was born. I started doing I was like a salesperson, like a territory salesperson for an ice cream company. And the day that quarantine started, they laid me off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. And it's like I was just about to get insurance benefits and all this other stuff. I wasn't eligible for unemployment because I haven't been in Florida long enough. So I had to try to file in Illinois, but that was a pain in the ass. And so, I ended up getting my truck driving license because throughout COVID, my dad's a truck driver and he's been like, I haven't stopped working. So I figured having a commercial driver's license is a way to guarantee, like, in almost any economic scenario, I will have a guaranteed career, because that skill not a lot of people have.
No. And it
So
pays pretty well, doesn't it?
yeah, like my dad just bought his own rig, and he's not doing bad, but there's obviously running your own business with a truck that has 18 wheels, and every single wheel is like $800.
Oh
it,
man.
it can be an expensive, career choice. But I was a truck driver for 3 months. I drove all over. I did flatbed work, and I was like, I couldn't be away from my kids that long. I didn't
Are you
realize how.
are you not a truck driver anymore?
No, so I went back to work for that ice cream company, and they hired me on as a driver because now I have my CDL, so I'm a little more valuable.
Commercial driving license lets you
Yeah,
drive other things.
yeah. So I can drive like pretty much if it has wheels and a gearbox, I can legally drive it. I
Motorcycle.
might, yeah, motorcycle. I had a motorcycle in California, so I got my motorcycle endorsement. I could drive a tanker truck, a dump truck, like literally anything.
Wow. How did
I'm
you
not
get that?
saying I had to go to school for it, and pay for the test and study up. It took a whole month of only focusing on that uh, to get it done, but it was definitely worth it. But it's nuts, dude. Drive those trucks are huge. Like, you don't realize how insanely heavy those trucks are.
What was it like driving those?
It was like driving a boulder down a hill. It's
Wow.
insane because a lot of the times you're at 80,000 pounds if you're fully loaded, and you turn the truck, you brake, you accelerate, and you just feel that weight. It's a weird sensation, and just like getting around a city is insanely difficult.
In what way?
Uh, you can't go where normal cars go. You're always watching for stuff overhanging. You get like, I can't turn down that street because I'm not going to be able to get out of there. Like, I'll be stuck, or else you got to stop traffic and back all the way up down.
Have you
I
done
got
that?
yeah. I
Oh,
was in a picture like an old Connecticut colonial town.
okay. I
Like,
can't really picture it.
okay, somewhere in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Okay, just like the way the towns are structured. If you ever been to the East Coast, the roads are skinnier, the buildings are closer together, and everything's old. So I'm following my GPS, and there was just a hurricane, so all the roads are closed. So I'm like winging it, just kind of like looking, which is horrible. The guy who was training me is asleep because he was in prison 10 years ago, and he just did not care about anything.
Wow.
And I've only driven a truck for maybe a week at this point, and I'm making this turn onto this very rickety old colonial bridge, and I didn't make the turn wide enough, and so my back tires on my trailer were just about to like take off the whole edge of this bridge. And my trainer out of nowhere is like, "What are you doing?" And he like grabbed the wheel, turned it, and we just stopped. But we needed the turn to be wider, and we're in the oncoming traffic, and it's traffic. So I had to get the whole other side of the road to back up down the road. The lady in the front doesn't know how to back up. Like, when you back up, it's like it's opposite.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to tell her, because I know which way to turn her wheel, and she's just turning it like the opposite way. I'm telling her, and she's just scraping the side of her car against this wall at like 2 miles an hour. And everybody's like, people are out of the cars looking at me, and I'm just sitting there like this, and I'm like, this poor lady, the whole side of her car is just scraped. I had enough space. I got through and just drove off.
Just drove off.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault. She can't back the fuck up, dude. Like,
No, it's not your fault. That's pretty funny though.
yeah, it's you see a lot of crazy stuff on the road, dude. Just I remember driving through like Nashville at night like Nashville at night. There's just mountains everywhere, and there's no like street lights or anything. And with the truck, you're not supposed to brake going down hills because you're so heavy. Your brakes can catch on fire.
Really? Wow.
So you have this thing called a jig brake or a J brake, and you pull it, and it's like engine braking. So it puts you in a lower gear, so it slows the engine down. So you use that to slow you down. I didn't have that on. I didn't know it was on this model of truck I was driving or whatever. And so I'm on the brakes, and my guy's sleeping, and I'm like, it smells funny. Like, oh well, like maybe it's somebody else, not me. And I'm just riding the brakes this whole time, and it gets to the point where the brakes start smoking, and it wakes my driver up. And he's like, if you would have kept driving, you would have lost your brakes, you lost control of the truck, you would have crashed down the hill. And I was like, you know what? Maybe truck driving is not for me.
Wow. It sounds dangerous.
It's stupid. I didn't realize how fucking dangerous it is. And my dad transports cars, so he'll have 11 cars on a truck, and he has one car directly above his head, and it's like in his point of view, it's blocking his sight. And I'm like, you know what, dude? That's why they pay you that money. Like,
Oh,
it's
wow.
insane.
How long has he been doing that?
So he's been doing car hauling for almost 2 years, and that's like where the good money is.
Car hauling?
Car hauling, because cars are on the outside of the truck, so you can't have tree branches, because if you scratch those cars, they're coming out of your paycheck. So like my dad has to route. His truck's taller, his truck's longer, and it usually weighs more.
More gas.
So yeah. So my dad, what he does is he goes gas hunting. He'll drive like 100 miles out of the way to get cheaper gas because it can save him like that much money.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Truck. That's why I'm like, you know what? Like, I wish I could just not do anything and collect a paycheck. If it was up to me,
Yes.
I would rather sit somewhere and like learn a skill, or like get paid to like, I don't know, learn something that somebody else doesn't know.
Like universal basic income?
almost like the universal basic income, but I'm not at a point intellectually where I know how feasible that is. But it sounds great, but I don't know, like would that work? Is there a way for it to work? I feel like there's smarter people out there who are probably working on it. And the whole thing with me and like politics and like basic income and like the mask and just everything, I just always think like is there, like, why is there never a middle ground? And it probably goes back to the ego. People
Yes.
like to think, their way's the right way or this or that. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but there's always times, or there's been numerous times where I've been in an argument, got in trouble at work for something, or had a disagreement. And I've been like, you know what? I never thought about it that way. Or you know what? I actually did make that mistake. And I've held myself accountable. And I feel like that's practically impossible with how current politics and issues work. And so I just, until you reach a point where you can openly have a conversation and be receptive to differing opinions, and not think that me enjoying your company or being your friend is mutually exclusive of us having similar viewpoints. Like, if, for instance, put me, I would consider myself now more moderate, but by everybody else's standards, I'm probably, more liberal than anything. But I don't openly discuss my politics with people around here. And all my close friends and everybody I hang out with are very conservative, religious, and think everything the opposite of I think. But I can separate the fact that what they believe is wrong. I'm joking. I can separate the fact that what they believe is just that. It's what they believe as opposed to what I believe. Neither of us have the answer, and government's designed in such a way to cohesively work together to hopefully find that answer. But
Hopefully
everybody just
find that answer.
hopefully and almost all often never find the answer.
Finding the answer not too often, and then with a lot of money of
Yeah,
being lost in the process.
yeah, time wasted. Time's the one thing that you can't earn back.
No, time you can't earn back.
Yeah, and it's like you're just wasting time.
Yes. And like you said, even when I was younger too, I had stronger views on a lot of things
Hmm.
because that ego, like we were talking about, is just so loud and you haven't had
Yeah,
it checked enough.
yeah. It's gotten to the point where you're like, you know what, I've been wrong about a lot of these things that I thought I was right about.
Yes.
Why not just search out just overall knowledge as opposed to something that is so based on opinion.
So based on opinion, and then
That
you go.
I was gonna say that's what it comes down to for me with the mask is it's proven to prevent it, and how much it does prevent or whatever I feel like is irrelevant in this argument, but it does prevent it in a sense. And if you don't want to wear your mask, I'm not going to be the person to be like, you have to do it. It's encouraged, but it's not required. And I feel like that's a very, if the government did that, said, it's smart to wear a mask, but we didn't, you're not required to do it. I think both sides of those people who are for it and will have some form of comfort, that it's being recommended. The people who actually think it's something that needs to be done are going to wear those masks. I'm going to wear my mask, and I can't control what other people are going to do, unfortunately. But if you don't want to be around those people, don't be around them. You know,
Yes.
I get out of my truck and I'm a delivery driver, so I see people all day, and I'm putting my mask on, taking my mask off, and I get out of my truck and some lady asks me a question, and without even thinking, just having a normal social interaction, I start walking towards her, and she's walking back, and I'm walking towards her, and she's walking back, and I'm like, lady, like I'm coming, and it hit me. I'm like, oh, she's old, she's got a mask on, I don't have a mask on. Out of respect for her, let me go put this mask on and see what she needs.
Yes.
Even though I may not necessarily get sick enough where it's an issue for me.
Yes. For us, we're young and thankfully it doesn't affect kids, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it would have been. I feel like it would have been much more serious if it. Who cares about anybody above the age of 30? Apparently, but
Yeah.
the kids.
The
What about the
kids.
children?
What about the children? Yeah, it's tough. I mean, even throughout this pandemic, I've had like my own times where it's been frustrating to like be quarantined or we're not high risk, so it's like
What the hell am I doing this for?
yes, what am I
You
doing
know?
this for? And then, you know, my dad said, think about it when if you were old, like if you were that old lady or if you're a 75-year-old man who just wants to
Yeah.
get some groceries.
You have COPD or whatever that, lung disease where your lung capacity is at like 60%. And what
Is it,
if you got it and that person got it and then they had complications? Like, I just feel like, why wouldn't you want to at least make an effort? Just an effort. Just try. Fake it. Who cares? Just at least put it above here. Like, just put it on.
what's the mask situation in your area?
Dude, what the fuck do you think?
Not too many masks?
No mask
No
ever,
masks?
anywhere.
Really?
Some people, you could tell the people who are wearing it because they're concerned against the people who are wearing it out of respect for the people who are concerned. And you can tell the people who just don't give a fuck, period. And
And
it's
most of them are in the last category?
most.
Wow.
I interact with people all day. I deliver to hospitals. I deliver to retirement homes, and I just think if I got one of those grandma's sick and I killed someone's grandma 2 weeks for, like if it was something I could have prevented, I would feel terrible, you know.
Yes.
but people, even the old people, dude.
Yeah, a
This
lot
is
of
like
old people don't wear them.
they're like, if I die, I die.
If I
Like,
die, I die.
okay, Kirk Cousins, like whatever. Granny's going out in a ball of fire. Trump 2020, no mask, finger guns.
Later. What's the reason you say Kirk Cousins?
Uh, when the NFL was doing the pre-COVID stuff, like saying how they're going to handle COVID in the NFL, Kirk Cousins' background, who is a very religious guy, who's secure in his religious values and belief, and knows where he's going, and when he's going to die. They asked him, "Are you scared to play in the NFL with COVID and obviously the interaction?" And he said, "If I die, I die." And it's like become a thing because it was just so boss. Because he's just like, if I die, I die. I'm gonna fucking play. Okay, it's football season.
It's
like
football
that's what
season.
exactly. That's what most people are taking it as.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people, not here, but
Yeah.
I guess over there, most people are taking it as, if I die, I die.
If I die, I die. And I'm like, all right, you by all means die, but I got 30% body fat and I'm asthmatic. So if you could please back the fuck up, that would be great.
Oh man, 30%?
I don't know. It's probably higher. I'm like mostly water.
Aren't we all?
I think technically we are.
Oh man, and that dad bod's coming straight through then.
Dude. It's like, I used to work at Dairy Queen.
Yes.
I would fucking pound blizzards, dude.
Really?
Destroy I would make
Dangerous.
the most just it was. Because we had fucking ACOC making us run 2.5 miles for no fucking reason. We're trying to bulk up.
Yes.
I'm bigger than our lineman. I'm like, why the fuck are we running 2 miles?
Were you at Dairy Queen in high school?
Yeah, so I was at Dairy Queen. I think the end of my junior year, and then all of senior year.
Got it. I didn't know that. I thought it was after.
No, and I was there for a while. I was there too long.
Over a year.
Yeah, I left for like 2, and I came back for another 3, dude. It was weird.
You came back there for another 3 years?
Yeah.
What years?
After I don't know, after San Diego. When I went to San Diego, I want to say I left San Diego in 2012. I remember meeting up with you in San Diego in 2012, and you getting either you picked me up or I picked you up because you're at the UCSD, right?
Yes.
And I remember you being in my passenger seat in that one like gray t-shirt warehouse t-shirt that everybody in high school had. And you're sitting in my passenger seat with like a handle or something. You're like, whoa, just going nuts.
Really? Oh man, college.
Yeah, good times, dude.
Good times. Holy dude. I remember you did come to San Diego. I don't remember.
I lived in San Diego because I was dating some girl that lived there.
How was living in San Diego?
It was cool. So I think I lived in La Mesa.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So San Diego State is like El Cajon, and then La Mesa is like the next city east. Yes. And I rented a room from she's between 65 and 170 years old. This old retired artist. She was a hippie.
I remember you told me about this.
And she had like flowers in the house, and she like had an orange tree. And when I was broke, I would go eat the orange. Oh, I'm burping. Eat the oranges. And I don't know if I told you, I came home from class one day. It was like 6:30, and she had this boyfriend that she dated who was also an old man. And I walk in, and he's on the couch, butt naked.
Oh my God.
Just 24-hour fitness, old guy in the locker room, just hanging brain and everything. And out of the bedroom comes my 75-year-old roommate, naked. And she sees me, and she just decided this would be a perfect opportunity to just have a normal conversation about how my class went. And I was so uncomfortable. I was like, well, I'm going to go in my room and forget about that, drown myself in violence.
Drown yourself in what?
I played Call of Duty. I'd play Call
Oh,
of Duty till like
violence.
4 in the morning, and I would just be like just raging on kids.
Oh my God. That is
Yeah, dude.
really disturbing. In the living room, in the
Just I'm like, dude, like
keep it to
just
the room.
right. And I was like, I know what you guys just did because he looked very comfortable.
Oh my God. That
I
is
I could never look at either of them the same, but I feel like we went down different paths. Like you went to college and did the not I don't want to say traditional and try to belittle the route you took in life, but you went college and as far as I know, just did like the kind of normal thing to do, right?
yes.
And whereas I tried college and then just decided that I wanted to be as chaotic as possible. And I just feel like there's such an emphasis on, and again, not belittling what you did, but I feel like when coming out of high school and I all I had was football, and then I tore my legs up, and it's like, well, didn't take school seriously, so I'm not going to go anywhere. Did you know I graduated with a 2.2 grade point average?
No, I didn't.
Out of the 670 kids in our class, I was like 650, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I did the bare minimum because I thought I'm good at sports and I think I'm funny. So like I'm gonna go. Like I'll be fine. I got football to back up. And then football fell through and I'm like, well, I'm funny. And then like that wasn't enough. And so I had to, figure out life and I did school. I'm like, you know what? School's not for me. I'm not gonna find what I'm looking for personally in school. So then I was like, well, why don't I just start living a life? So I like started working normally. I moved out. I moved to San Diego, and then I moved to Chicago, and now I'm in Florida. I just feel like my life path, if I didn't get hurt in football, I don't think I would either be where I'm at or appreciate what I have right now. You know, just
yes.
with just with how things work out. It's weird. Like, do you know it's been 10 years since we've been in high school?
Yes. It's been 10 years.
That's fucking insane, dude.
That's really insane.
Like,
It's
oh,
flown by.
it has. And I remember the first 2 to 3 years being like, oh yeah, this is going really slow. And now I'm like, where the fuck did the time go?
Yes.
Like I remember asking about you at one point. I was like, what's Kourosh doing? And someone was like, I think he's in Africa. Like, were you in Africa at one point?
Yes, I was doing a lot of work in Africa.
I was like, why is Kourosh in Africa? The fuck is he doing in Africa?
It was
Right.
yeah,
Building shit, right?
building shit. Yeah.
See, and I remember I would tell people, I'm like, do you still talk to Kourosh? I don't even know if they got cell phones in Africa, but I think he's in Africa, dude.
They got cell phones. Actually,
Oh,
do
they
you,
did.
you want to hear this? The literacy rate skyrocketed because cell phones became cheap and everyone started texting each other.
Really?
Yes.
That is a perfect example of how technology should work
Yes, it
in most
is.
cases.
It is exactly.
But 3 years from when they got that phone to now they got the new iPhone 12 and they're all fucking tweeting it, and now it's toxic.
Now it's toxic. They're all on Facebook, Instagram, throwing up everything we're throwing up. It's like they got their literacy and now they're just going ham on
Exactly, dude.
just first world problem stuff.
First word hashtag LOL.
LOL
I,
hashtag
I wonder how you hashtag clicks.
clicks. Uh, it's got to be a question mark in there. I think there might be.
There has to be some way to do it to hashtag a click.
What did you think about, like, how did you know that school was not for you?
Because I don't think it's because I realized like I'm not dumb.
No.
I think I thought up until that point that I was an idiot
No.
because because
You're
in
not
high
an idiot.
school, well, I appreciate it, Kourosh.
You're welcome.
But I remember sitting in an anthropology class and the girl I was dating is sitting there with me and we're going over something for the test. And she's like, all right, you can take notes and you can have 1 page of notes on the test. But I'm going to go over the whole test right now and write it down. And the girl I was with is sitting there. She's writing down notes. Whole class is writing down notes, and I'm just sitting there. And they're like, "Why aren't you writing down notes?" And I'm like, "I'm genuinely interested in this. Like, this is interesting to me." And then it clicked. I was like, "Oh, well, if it doesn't interest me, I know it's not going to hold my attention, you know. So I'm not going to sit and sit, try to learn basic algebra if that's not interesting." So I started taking, like, I did musical theater class, I did acting classes, I just tried everything. And like I learned an instrument. I decided to buy a ukulele and carry it around on a longboard because I thought it was cool.
Did you play it?
No, I couldn't play. I could play Over the Rainbow.
Over the Rainbow?
Like, yeah, it was like 3 chords, dude. I can't sing, so I'm just fucking just some dude on a longboard who's singing poorly to Over the Rainbow.
Sounds entertaining.
But when I knew once I was like, oh yeah, I got an A on the test we were taking. I was like, I'm not dumb. I'm just bored very easily.
Was that the algebra test?
No, it was anthropology. It was
right.
talking about like fucking, you know, anthropological shit.
Yes.
And you know, my philosophy class, like I took a philosophy class and I got an A in that class. But I took an art history. I was like, I don't fucking like art history. That's really terrible.
I don't think I'd like it either.
Dude,
it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it was excruciating because we sat in this coliseum and we just look at fucking paintings, and the whole class is just naming the painting. That was like just a matching game. It was so pointless. You didn't learn anything about art.
You didn't learn like what the painting represented or like the time.
Not in this class. I think the teacher was either really old and over it or really new and didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Wow.
So, but you know, I just realized school wasn't for me, and so I started trying to find other ways to level up, like make myself more valuable, you know?
Yes.
I think that's a huge thing. People are unhappy or they have issues, you know, with just knowing what route to take in life. And, you know, even probably for you, like coming out of high school, like what school am I going to go to? What's my major going to be? Like, that's a lot of life decisions at 18,
yes.
You know? And, you know, I don't know your scenario, but you know, if it works out for you, great. But if it doesn't, then you're fucked. You got,
and you dedicated a lot lot and
exactly
money.
You can't get time back. So I was like, I'm not going to waste my time. Fuck. Hopefully I make it to 40.
Yes.
You know, after that, nothing's guaranteed. So
even not tomorrow's guaranteed, but
yeah, sometimes you have to learn that the hard way.
Yes. Yes. The very hard way.
It's a lesson learned nonetheless.
Yes. And as long as you know, learn that lesson and move forward with that, it's, I think, easier to get through it next time.
Exactly, because it's not going to stop.
No,
people
it's
die.
not going to stop. Yeah.
People die. You're going to die. Everybody. It's Mr. Mickless at fucking Aliso. He said the only thing guaranteed is death and taxes.
Taxes.
Yeah, you got to pay your shit too, because the IRS will come after you after you're dead.
Yes, and they'll
come after your family.
Oh man, wow, that is crazy,
dude. I had people calling me a week after Austin died, like, hey, we got this thing in saying you requested his debt to be eliminated or whatever. Why? And I'm like, well, he's dead and I didn't acquire this debt. It's insane. He had like just trying to close accounts, like bank accounts and stuff, and like the banks don't give a shit. AT&T doesn't give a shit. They're like, well, who's gonna give us our money? It was just, my grandma took care of the whole process, but it was just one of those things like you didn't think about when someone dies. Like, you gotta fucking handle all the assets and all that shit. Not like he had much. Just a fucking pair of Vans and a hat, but you know.
Pair of Vans and a hat.
It's like you didn't have a lot of shit, dude.
Oh man. That's how's dealing with that now that it's been a couple years?
It's gone to the point where like I can, you know, the week after it happened, I remember for like the funeral, I was like, I want to deliver the eulogy. That was like the one thing I wanted to do. It's the one thing I wanted to handle. And so I did that. And then since that part, I didn't really think about it for the longest time. The day after he died was this day I found out I'm having a daughter.
Wow.
So it was this really weird dynamic where I just lost my brother, but then the following day I'm finding out I'm having a daughter. And it was, dude, the whole how he died and like the timing of it, it's like Randy got pregnant and we had Kyle like right at the perfect time, because still to this day, like I don't, the way I handled it is I just don't think about it, which is not healthy for the most part. But now that I'm getting older, I've started thinking about it and just like laughing about like just stupid shit. Like remember when his boob was too big
Yeah. His
and he had
boob.
to
He had
wear
a weird boob.
he had the man boob and he had to
The-
wear like I gravitate to that, and I'm as I'm getting older I appreciate that aspect, the time that we did have, you know. But every so often it's like, well, you know, it's like his trial is going on right now. And so
wow.
they found the guy who did it, who killed him, but it's been what, almost 3 years, and we're just now starting the actual trial process. It's been 3 years of just pre-trials and going through the different shit, and like now they're going through like the details of how it happened and the 911 calls and just all this other shit that's like, wow, this was 3 years ago and I gotta fucking deal with this shit again. But says, you know, they say it's a strong case and that homeboy's probably gonna get locked up for a while.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
so
hope
you know, it's good.
it's yeah, I mean, he killed your brother.
Yeah, right, dude, like what a dick.
What a dick. What a terrible thing to do.
Yeah, but my grandma said this, and I kind of found some odd solace in it. She said, like, did you ever see Austin growing up to be old with a family and like being a normal person? And I'm like, no, I never really saw him like, he was just him, you know. He knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to rap. That's like what he was about. And she's like, well, sometimes people are put here for a reason, and you know they touch however many people throughout their lives, and then they're gone, and that's, you know, appreciate it. It works out.
Yeah, it works out, and the
Yeah,
people who are left have to move on.
yeah. Did I ever tell you when we went to go see him in the morgue?
No.
This is really morbid, but it's trippy. So I'm a bitch. I don't know if you knew this,
What
but
reg- regarding seeing your brother in a
no,
morgue?
I mean with just like anything, I don't like scary movies. I don't fuck around. You know, I don't do supernatural ghost schools and goblins. Fuck that, dude. I don't like going to Not Scary Farm. Like I'm like that big of a bitch.
Got it.
And so they're like, all right, well, you can go into this viewing room, and it's me, my brother, his wife, my wife, and like my mom and dad. Everybody goes in the room, and I'm like, nope, not gonna do that. You know, I can't go into the room and see, you know, like just from the, you know, someone who was alive, now they're not, like there they are. And it was at the morgue in Laguna Niguel, and I'm sitting on the bench, and I look over a lady who's like guarding us to make sure we don't like steal the body. And I'm
Wow.
like,
Do people
I
steal
said, how many
bodies?
people? I don't know, but like this bitch, she was guarding it, dude. Like she was not moved. She was like Buckingham Palace, just standing outside the door. But it probably was just a sign of respect, honestly. But I'm sitting on this bench, and I'm like, how often do people avoid going into the room to see their loved ones? She says all the time, but they always regret it. I'm like, okay, well, shit. So I'm sitting on this bench, and she's like, also, when Nicole Brown Simpson was killed, her body got brought here, and OJ sat on that bench. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to sit on this bench anymore.
She said that?
Yeah, I think she was trying to
Wow.
lighten the mood
Got it. Got it.
because it was hilarious. And I was like, okay. So I was like, all right, I'll go inside and look at him. And I remember opening the door, walking in, and he got stabbed in the chest. And so he was just his head up was out. And I look over at him, and I'm crying, but I'm like, when they do you up, like they put makeup on him, they did his hair, like they made him look nice. And I was like, I don't give a fuck what they do to you, you're still ugly. And like at that very second, all the fucking lights turned off, shit in the room started moving, and it's me and 6 other people sitting in this room. And then the lights turned back on and shit stopped shaking. And we all just kind of sat there like, ha 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 ha, nervously laughing. And I'm like, you know what? If you ever fuck with me, talking to Austin, like, don't ever fuck with me again. Your ass is grass. Nothing's happened since.
Maybe when you see him again.
Yeah, he'll be like, boo. And I'm like, fuck you, bitch.
Oh wow, that's a trippy story. That's really scary.
Yeah, dude, that fucked my head up for a couple of days. And, if ghosts and goblins are real, then it's a real dick move.
Yeah, but that sounds like Austin.
It does, doesn't it? Real fucking asshole.
Yeah. That
Uh,
are you, I'm guessing you're happy though that you went in and saw him.
yeah, I am. It's one of those things that I probably would have regretted not doing, Yeah, I've talked to people since who have lost like siblings, and I just like they ask me for advice, and I'm like, there's not really much I could tell you besides it gets better, like it gets easier. And like for a while I couldn't look at pictures of him. I couldn't watch videos with him. I couldn't do shit, dude. I couldn't even think about him. And now it's at the point where I can kind of laugh at those videos and find happiness. Like yeah, I did get to play high school football with him and make all these. I remember we were at a passing league, and he was a sophomore, and he threw a pass, and like I'm running like towards the sideline, and he like threw a block on somebody, and
In
the opposite
passing
coach,
league?
yeah, and the opposite coach like, what the fuck is this kid doing? He's like, he's a sophomore, he doesn't know. And then Coach Weston's like, nice block.
Nice block. Oh man, he coached for 10 years. Do you know that? And just
And we were his first class, weren't we?
yes,
Or yeah, first as head coach.
first
God,
season.
and that was a fun season.
That was that was a great season.
I
Easily the
remember,
best of the 4 years.
easy, because we won some fucking games.
We won some games and we had a lot of fun too. And had a
And I
great
remember,
team.
yeah, fucking Wesley in the summer was like, I don't care how many games we win, we're gonna have fun. We're like, cool, let's throw double reverse passes and bounce
Double
passes
reverse
and shit.
passes, bounce
Fucking
passes.
wildcat where I'm growling at the top of my lungs to get into formation.
Were you in Wildcat?
I threw a screen pass to Andrew once, I think.
Really?
But, yeah, no, dude, I thought I was like I could be wildcat. I didn't have those skill sets.
The throwing skill set?
Yeah, I couldn't throw for shit, dude. I should have played D end. I remember playing D end
Yes.
against you. That was fun.
Yes. I mean, because the speed really is way more.
Not a lot of people.
Not a
have that.
lot. No. Well, some people do, and they're the real, like,
Yeah.
like they're good. It's the big guys that can barely move that are easy to pass block.
Did you are you up on sports now?
I've watched some football, and I've been
But
watching because of quarantine. I've pretty much watched all sports this season.
yeah, fucking racquetball and all this crazy shit.
Oh, whatever they'll throw at me to just.
I feel like you're a busy guy, like you're always doing something.
I'm not too busy. I can.
You said you have another podcast.
What do you mean?
You said I was doing a podcast earlier.
No, I wasn't doing a podcast earlier, but I do have another podcast this week.
How many things you got going on, man?
I've got a couple things, but a lot of them are self-induced things. Like
That's
this.
that's perfect for quarantine though. Is to
Yes,
stay fucking busy, dude. You go crazy when you're just fucking sitting in the house, like waiting for it to go away.
that's exactly it too. It's like quarantine. I work from home now. I
Yeah,
I used to like go into the office and I'd see like 40, 50 people and like just say hello maybe 5 minutes here and there.
yeah.
And now it's like I could be in the same place and have like a job, and it's not healthy in any way.
No, it's so terrible for like just mental health. And
So
so it's
terrible for mental health.
very important. You got to stay. I was unemployed for like 2 months, dude, during this whole lockdown. Nobody was hiring, and I was losing my fucking mind, dude.
Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. And that was right at
Kid,
the beginning.
yeah, dude. From like May till June or July until I got my CDL.
Wow. What were you doing between March and May?
Uh, so I was working. I worked for Hershey's ice cream. Shout out Hershey's ice cream.
Got it.
And so I was doing sales for them. And then before that, I moved to Florida in like September of 2019. And I just got a job like seasonal somewhere until I found something else. Like I had a decent resume with like sales experience. I'm like, I'm in fucking Florida. There's got to be sales jobs and stuff. And not where I'm at. I'm out in the country, man. There's fucking
Pensacola.
it's a small town, comparatively speaking. It's not like going to Miami or anything. Like
What's the reason you chose to go there?
oh, Randy's mom lives out here. And like
Got it.
we had Kyle. We were in California and then we moved to Chicago and we had Kyle in Chicago. She was pregnant with our son and she was like, well, we can go to like Pensacola. It's cheaper than Chicago. And we're like, yeah, well, that sounds good. Less money.
Less money. Yes.
It's substantially cheaper. But with that, so are the like job opportunities. It's not based on my resume. It's more of a I need more of like a metropolis, like a fucking city. Because cell signal sucks on these country roads.
But you're still able, but you got that job with Hershey's.
But I got the job with Hershey's and I'm a driver now because I have that skill set. But it's a pretty good gig, decent cash, great benefits. Company's not going anywhere.
No.
But they did lay me off, so that's strike one.
Strike
So,
one.
Strike one. 3 strikes, you're out. So don't fuck it up, Hershey's.
That's true. That's true. You don't want to lose Anthony Robinson.
No, I'm a fucking star. Let
Star.
me shine.
A
Yeah.
hybrid.
Yeah, I'm a biracial angel.
Biracial angel. Red hair too. Although it's
Dude.
browning a little bit.
Yeah, it's browning. And I'm just trying to hide the receding hairline. I'm like,
It's
I got hair.
You have a
What?
receding hairline?
No, but my dad does, and you know how that works out.
I heard it's your mom's dad.
Oh, homeboy's got a full head of hair. I'm chilling.
Dude, I heard it's your mom's dad that really is where you're like where you can tell.
You're doing okay. You're not losing it.
Dude, my mom's dad has a lot of hair.
That's good. Are you gray yet? You were gray when you were like 15, though, weren't you?
I was graying. It's because I was very, very overweight and not living a very good lifestyle. But I stopped. I lost some
Yeah, why are you
weight.
so handsome now? When'd you get so handsome?
No, it's losing weight, dude.
You and fucking Ashcon. Ashcon's in better
Ashcon.
shape than me, dude. I look like a fucking Teletubby compared to that guy now.
Dude, Ashcon, yeah, he's looking good, and
He's in incredible shape. It's so insane to see how people just change over time, you know?
dude, yes, it's neither of us have children or a wife, so so
I'm a little busy trying to raise not a stripper, so
yes, I'm sure you'll succeed in that.
hopefully, I don't know, dude. She likes music, and I'm like, hey, fucking cut it out.
Cut it out. No.
It's gonna be like, yeah, no music, like the city in Footloose. It's gonna be a fucking quiet ass house.
Footloose, is that a movie?
Yeah. How you never seen Footloose, Courage?
I don't think I've seen Footloose.
It's fucking Kevin Bacon's in it in the original. He dances.
I don't think I've
Footloose.
ever seen a Kevin Bacon movie, honestly.
Good. They're fucking something that's not worth your time if you're not 45. So you're
Really?
okay.
It's like,
It's like watching Top Gun. You don't watch Top Gun because you're like, this is a high quality piece of look at these effects. You're not watching Top Gun. You're watching Top Gun because it's fucking Top Gun. It's like a classic because of what it meant at that time, you know?
yes.
No Kevin Bacon films like that.
No Kevin Bacon films.
I don't know. Honestly, there probably is. The guy's done lots of stuff, and
Dude, I feel like I would have watched it if he's done something that's like
that's very valid.
noteworthy.
That's very valid.
You like, I don't know, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you'd like those older generation style movies and like different types of,
Like artsy, like not
yes,
artsy, but like looking at
entertainment.
it for the art.
Yes.
I do. I can appreciate it, but really, I don't watch like a lot of TV. Like my mind, like again, it's like it's crazy how competitive I am while being so lazy at the same exact time. Because like I'll sit down and watch TV, and I'll be like, I'm bored. Like I'm not, my mind's not going, you know. So I usually just like I'll watch YouTube videos or try to like I'll like watch I like watching different arrangements of like songs on one end. So I'll watch like bass covers where people are just playing whole parts of songs on a bass. I don't know. It's just something I enjoy doing. I'll watch all violin covers, and you know, it's I almost feel like I'm like a musical type of person, like artsy. Like I like analyzing it, looking at it for like the skill and technicality of it. But I don't want to learn how to play a bass or a guitar or anything like that. But I appreciate it, if that makes sense.
Yes, that does make sense.
You know, because I'm like, that looks really hard. I'm glad you spent the time to learn that so I can appreciate it. I
Yes.
appreciate it, you know?
That is, I mean, if you can appreciate it, they appreciate you watching and just like it, you know,
Yeah.
validates their post.
Their work, the you know, how much time it took for them to do that, dude. And
It's a lot of time.
exactly. I'm on a fucking truck 12 to 14 hours a day, you know. Come home, I cook dinner. Like I get up at 4 o'clock almost every single morning.
Wow.
Yeah. And like it's not something I like or enjoy or want to do for the rest of my life. But I get home at like 6 o'clock and I'm like, I don't want to fucking beat my fingers on the bass.
No, that's tough. And it takes like brain power too.
Too much, dude. I just said I don't want to think, but I want to think. And I understand the fucking dichotomy of how crazy my mind is.
What do you mean?
I I feel like I said, like I feel like I am a lazy person with ADHD.
Got it.
Like
So you're
like yeah, but I'm not because it's just too much work. But in here, it's fucking.
it's taken.
It's like a fucking hamster in my head is going 24/7.
You were playing the piano back in high school too.
Yeah, I just fucking. I would just watch YouTube videos and just like look at their fingers and then go try to copy it. Like I couldn't read music.
You still played music.
Exactly. And so I enjoyed doing that. And like a friend of mine gave me a bass guitar, and so I could play a little bit of stuff on bass, and I could play a little bit of stuff on ukulele. I can do a little bit of stand. Like I just feel like if I keep trying stuff, eventually something's gonna consume me. But yeah, I do.
You want something to consume you?
Oh yeah, I want something to be like. My kids would be like, "Yeah, my dad's in the garage fucking making baskets again. That's all he does. Just make baskets.
Just makes
He's just
weave in those baskets.
he's really into those baskets. I want something I can dive in and really enjoy. And I play video games and stuff, but I don't know. I want something more physically tangible,
Yes.
instead of just a controller. Like I've thought about maybe I'll build my own skateboard and I'd go grab a piece of wood, get the stuff and carve it out, and it's gonna look terrible. But eventually I'll get good. And maybe I'll just do that. That'll be my thing. They'll make skateboards.
Do you still skateboard?
No, but I can still skateboard. I can still do a kickflip.
That's good.
It's terrible, dude. And I've gained a lot of weight since the last time I was on a board. Dude, I deliver to schools. And so I drive a big ass ice cream truck. And so I pull up to the school and all the kids are like, ice cream, ice cream. And sometimes I'll drive by and throw ice cream at them. Just not old ice cream, but ice cream that's not getting used today. And one of these kids was skateboarding, and he's like, I'll bet you ice cream bar you can't do a kickflip. Bet, bitch. Fucking kickflip. Man. But I almost snapped the kid's board.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I'm 240 right now. I'm massive.
But you got the kickflip?
Oh yeah, but it was the most sloppy kickflip,
Yes.
It's the drawings of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes.
Where it's Sonic and he's all deformed.
I don't know about that. It was a deformed skateboard.
It was very terrible.
Did you give him ice cream?
No, fuck that kid.
There you go. You won, dude. That's it.
Yeah, I won.
Competitive nature.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, kid. You don't get shit.
Dude, oh man.
Not really. I'm nice, I swear.
Yes, I know you're nice. There was something that we're talking about right before this I wanted to get back to.
I'm all over the place, dude.
Dude, it's all right. It's good. It's good. Oh, this is it. Not being in front of a screen. I think that's also huge. Like you were saying, you want something physically tangible.
Yes.
But even with bass or ukulele or creating skateboards or basket weaving, it's all not in front of a screen, which is huge.
What's the longest you unconsciously have gone without looking at your phone?
Sleeping. It's every day I go to sleep. And it's not even
those
close.
8 consecutive hours. That's it.
Yes.
So sometimes, and maybe it's because I have kids now. So not saying my friend group is closed, but my ability to maybe foster those relationships with people who don't have kids, I can't do that like I would want to. And so, naturally my friend group has gotten smaller and I stopped texting people all the time. I'll go you ever call somebody, you're like, how are you not near your phone? That's me now.
Really?
I'll be away from my phone for on the weekends if I got my kids and we're just hanging out. I'll be off of it for a couple hours, not even realize it. Just because everything that I'm focused on is here,
Your kids and your wife.
Kids, yeah, or ex-wife.
Really?
Oh shit, yeah. Fucking quarantine's a bitch, bro.
Wow, you got a divorce this
Working
year?
on it.
Working on it?
Yeah. Louis C.K. says it perfectly. No happy marriage ends in divorce.
No happy. Got it.
It's you have to think about it, but it's not wrong, right?
I don't know.
And well, you never been married.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's one of those things where it was just it's smarter to be apart for everybody's happiness and sake. And it's been up and down, but it's been more good than bad, being separate. She's a great mom. She's good with the kids. I like to think I'm good with the kids. We're generally pretty good about hey, can you help me out? I'll help you out. Like it's been very conducive of a good environment, which I think her and I both understand. Like we could care less how her and I relationship is functioning as long as the kids, see that two people can work together and, still have that like household without necessarily having that household. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. And it's important for the kids.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because I have to think about like, who am I going to bring around my kids? And like, that's not something a lot of, maybe more so now, but not a lot of people my age and my immediate friend group have to think about when they're trying to date somebody is like, how are they going to be with my kids?
That's
And
a
the same
huge change.
yeah, the same goes for Randy, where it's like, not only is it now just us, but we have to watch out for these other people. So it's been a whole like dynamic change. And she's separately at her house, I got my own place, and we have something worked out with the kids. And kids, they didn't seem like they, you think like a change, like, oh, mommy's gone or daddy's gone or whatever. Like the way we did it, it's never like, we were very strategic about how we presented it, what's happening, stuff like that. And we haven't noticed any red flags with the kids.
That's
like, oh,
huge.
this one's going to be a serial killer.
Oh, you don't want that.
No one's Ted Bundy. Fucking.
Oh God. But how long have you been living alone?
Dude, when did quarantine start? So like a month into quarantine. And so that's another thing. It's like, before I was with Randy for like 8 years.
Yes.
Before that, I was only single for 6 months and with somebody else for like 3 years or 2 years or whatever. And so it's like in these last 6 months, I've been able to sort of like, in like a not in a weird way, like find out who I am individually,
Yes.
And what's funny is I started working at Hershey's as a married man, and I came back as a single guy, and my boss is like, you're a totally different person. And I'm like, well, I have like my own set of values now. Like it's not saying it was overshadowed or anything, but it's all about me right now. And so my values, like I value my values more, and I believe what I believe more. And like I started telling people no. That was a big thing. It's like, I don't want to do that. Why am I going to force myself to do that? I'm just not going to do it, And that's a hard thing. It's a hard skill to learn.
It's
is to
very
say
hard.
no to somebody.
I have trouble with it.
Dude, it is. Once you figure it out, I'm just fucking passing out no's. Like I'm like, nope, don't want to do that. Nope. It's like a newfound freedom, and it's made everything easier. It's just sort of, I started thinking to myself like, well, if I had to narrow down like the basic principle of how I'm going to operate for the rest of my life and what's important to me into like just a phrase or a motto or like a quote, and I was like, I would probably say it's Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
And I feel like that's perfect for me. It keeps my head right. I don't get overwhelmed, get anxiety about nothing. I just kind of, it is what it is. Go with the flow. Ride the wave.
Is that what Hakuna Matata means? Go with the flow?
It means no worries.
No worries.
Yeah, there's a whole song about it. You should listen to it.
I've heard it many times. I just forgot. It's been a couple decades.
Dude, I'm living off of fucking Disney Plus right now. So I got
really?
Moana in my head. I got Lion King.
You also got a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, dude. I'm sure that's where a lot of that Disney Plus is getting played.
Dude, my daughter is obsessed with this guy named Blippi.
Blippi.
Have you heard of him?
No.
The dude dresses like a fucking idiot.
Really?
He's wearing like suspenders and this dumbass hat. And he's got like millions and millions of dollars. And he's just on YouTube. But fun fact about kid-friendly Blippi is, you remember the Harlem Shake was a big deal?
Yes.
There's a Harlem Shake video of Blippi before he was Blippi. Right when the Harlem Shake song drops, he's in the bathroom and he's dancing, and the song drops, and he's sitting on top of the toilet seat, and his friend's down there, and he violently poops on him.
Wow. This was his
And
early stuff.
this is his early fucking work,
Oh,
hitting on people. And he had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get it off the internet. And you could still find it, dude. And I love telling people that Blippi used to poop on people. It makes me so
dude.
happy.
Oh my God. How old is this guy?
He's probably our age, dude.
Dude.
Anywhere from like, he might be a little bit older, like 32, but he made the video when he was like 24. And I'm like, I think you're not supposed to shit on people when you're 24.
You would think so. A lot of
You would
10-year-old
think.
folks.
Not only that, I don't think I would hope you would know you're not supposed to stand under somebody who's about to poop.
Yes.
You know,
and record it.
right? And then put
Harlem
it for
Shake.
everyone. Yeah, you really did a good job. Good internet points, dude. You got shit on, bro. Hope it was worth it.
And now he's he's rich now, I'm guessing, right?
He's fucking loaded, dude. So maybe
Loaded.
that's the trick. I need to shit on somebody, dude. That's what I have to do.
You got to create your makeshift music video. Get
Yeah.
some bass and ook in there.
Ook,
Ook.
and then just fucking poop on people, dude.
That's, dude, if it worked for Blippi.
It's fucking good enough for me.
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's
Well, this
yes, this has been good.
this has been exciting.
Very exciting. I didn't know you were single though. That's pretty crazy.
It's even more exciting knowing that.
It it is more exciting knowing that.
I would remember the stories I would tell to you guys at like passing league tournaments.
I remember those stories. Maybe keep those stories to passing league tournaments.
Yeah, we'll keep those off the internet forever. How about that?
Yeah, that's it. There's a lot of things that are on the internet. We might as well keep some things.
Oh yeah, everything's on the internet now, dude.
Oh, man.
Even my my Twitch streams, I'm always trying to like not say something that it's gonna be like I'm gonna get canceled 15 years from now because I said fucking tamale or something stupid that's gonna become offensive, you know?
Dude, cancel culture is scary. It's like,
And they try to blame us. They try to blame our generation for being a bunch of fucking wusses. And I don't think it's a generational thing. I think it's more of, I don't want to say like a following, you know, but like it's almost more acceptable to be offended than to be like me, where it's like I don't give a fuck, you know, like it doesn't matter to me if it says this or that, you know, or whatever. Or if there's certain issues that are different, but if you think about like Kevin Hart, he got kicked off the Oscars because he said he's gonna hit his kid over the head with a dollhouse if he was gay. And it's like in a scenario like that, he said it as a joke. He said it, you know, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It's the same thing with what I said earlier. It's like people's opinions and viewpoints change. So even if they meant it offensively from the get-go, you know, it might not be the same now.
yes, and it might not be the same, and that's why, like you said, you don't like throw your opinions at people because like they can use that against you in some way in the future.
Mm-hmm. I was with a group of people, and it was friends of mine, and they were talking about like, oh yeah, who did you vote for or whatever, and they're all telling who they voted for. I'm like, oh, who did you vote for? And I told them, and it didn't align with who they voted for. And they're like, why would you do that? And I'm like, this is why I didn't want to have this conversation, is because now that you know what I believe, it's going to influence how you look at me now. 2 seconds ago, it was a totally different conversation and dynamic than it is right now.
It's
And it
crazy.
sucks. It
does
sucks. It
suck.
has to be like that.
Yes. It doesn't have to be, but some people really want it to be like that.
Yeah, it's not us against me versus you. That's not how it's supposed to be.
No, it's not me versus you. So sometimes the two-party system makes it seem like that.
Yeah, dude. That's why I just vote that we have a king of the world.
King of the world?
Just king of the world. Just one dude to take all the shit.
That guy could be dangerous.
He could be, but we'll have a system of checks and balances where if he fucks up
between his left hand and his right hand.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. You've got a pretty colorful imagination.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll put something there that's not supposed to be there.
It means that there's no checks and balances with a single ruler.
Yeah, but sometimes doesn't it feel like there's no checks and balances with the way our systems run?
I don't know. Do you feel that way?
I feel like it's supposed to be a way for everybody to hold each other accountable, but now it's just turned into, well, we have the White House and we have this part of the Senate, and so we're versing this one other part of the government. It's just been another battlefield as opposed to what it was designed to be, is a way to hold each other accountable. But I just feel like there's no reasoning. There's no reason, like I said earlier, everybody's too stuck to their opinions. There's no way for anybody to ever change. And so what's the point of having checks and balances if you're just going to go against whatever I say anyways?
So that you don't get your legislation through. So that you don't get your way.
Because fuck you think differently than me.
That's it. But then if everyone's got their own checks and balance, then nothing happens. And
dude, I'm not saying I have the answer.
I don't have the answer either.
What sucks is there might not be an answer.
No, exactly.
That very well may be the case. There's not an answer to every single question out there. I still don't know why I look like this.
That's a complicated question.
I tried to draw the fucking graph with like the recessive genes and the dominant genes, and nothing works. Nothing makes sense anymore.
The graph with the 4 squares, and it's
like,
if you've got this, you have a 0.25% chance of being bald or something.
Yeah, right. Got like a little dick, or is this something fucked up?
Something. Anthony, this was a really good conversation.
It has gone on a lot longer than I anticipated.
Oh no, I anticipated to go on this long. And did it go well? I know you were nervous, but
I'm sure I'll find something to fucking overanalyze after the fact.
Oh, yes, there's no shortage of them, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm sure when you're watching, you're like, fuck, look how stupid I look. What's wrong with me,
Dude, if I watched it too much, I could yeah.
See,
sometimes I don't get past 5 minutes.
But then you just got to put it out there, dude. Just put it out there. That's part of the fun, is just throwing yourself out there. Like, fucking watch me fail, but when I succeed, you'll see.
Yes, you'll have seen the whole way up.
How fucking hard I worked for this.
Super hard.
Don't you stop, Kourosh.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, it's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. And we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Fucking text me. I'll get your number or something on Instagram.
Hell yeah. We'll do that. Later.
Right, later, man.
Later.